the outset, I would like to congratulate the Harvard Law School's SJD program and its students for initiating this dialogue on Global Legal Education Forum. For those of us who are engaged in the effort to establish law schools and to promote the aspect of globalization of legal education, this issue is of great interest. We in India are also grappling with a number of such issues, and the establishment of the Jindal Global Law School and indeed the OP Jindal Global University is part of this larger effort to recognize that globalization has had a profound effect on legal education as well as legal profession. Now, what I would like to do in the next few minutes is to give you a brief overview of what we as members of this university and those of us who are engaged in this process are trying to develop, and to what are the efforts that we are undertaking here to address these challenges. To begin with, this law school, the Jindal Global Law School, was established as a multi-faculty university in which the law school is just one of 4 different schools we have established within the university. Now, it's important we recognize that increasingly law is becoming an interdisciplinary field. Knowledge and understanding of other disciplines become relevant in the study of law. In the Indian context, historically, law was a discipline in which people entered into the study of law after having a degree in another discipline. But over 20 years back, starting with the establishment of the national law schools, law increasingly became a discipline where one went into the study of law just after high school. And that has its own impact. And we were very conscious of developing law programs in this law school which will cut across different disciplines, and that has had its impact both in the 3-year LLB program, which is similar to the JD in the US, and the 5-year integrated BA LLB program. Now, in my view, globalization is a subject matter for great interest, but also great impact across all aspects of education. Legal education in particular, but also the business school that we have, which is known as the Jindal Global Business School, the Jindal School of International Affairs, where we run an MA in Diplomacy program, and the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy, where we run an MA in Public Policy program. Now, as far as the law school is concerned, we believe that today, if we were to establish a law school and run a legal program, it's important that the curriculum, the course structure, the programs, the faculty, the research, and indeed the interaction that we promote recognizes that globalization has had a profound impact. Now, as far as the Jindal Global Law School is concerned, from the very beginning, the emphasis was in relation to recognizing that we are building a law school at this point of time in history when there have been profound implications due to globalization. And this implication due to globalization is not only in relation to the study of subjects that are more international law oriented, or for that matter comparative or foreign law oriented. Even subjects that are domestic in nature, for example constitutional law or contract law or tort law or family law or property law, these areas of law have also been affected due to globalization. Increasingly, transnational approaches to the study of law has had impact in the study and understanding of domestic areas of law, but also domestic legal practice. And that is recognized by our law school, and that is why if you look at the curriculum and course structure that has evolved at Jindal Global Law School, there is a strong element of the study of comparative and international law embedded in it. It's also important to recognize that the nature of research that law schools undertake today is fundamentally different from what it used to be, at least say a decade back. Unfortunately, most of Indian universities, including law schools, have given very little emphasis on research. Under those circumstances, it was unique in many ways for our law school to provide a strong emphasis on research, and which could be only matched with a 1:15 faculty-student ratio, which will allow our faculty to have adequate time for teaching as well as research. As far as research is concerned, the law schools in India unfortunately have not sufficiently contributed to the knowledge and understanding of the new areas of law, but also in relation to developing critical interpretations in the process of evolution of law. If you look at many of the developed jurisdictions around the world, much of the research has emerged through academic writings and scholarly contributions of faculty members who are teaching in different law schools. Unfortunately, we have a long way to go in the Indian context, and our law school has pioneered its effort to promote research. Already our faculty members are engaged in academic writings in the form of journal articles as well as book chapters, and some of them even books by reputed publishers. We also believe that it's important for us to engage very closely with government agencies, intergovernmental organizations, non-governmental organizations, and some of this research will inevitably be applied and will have an impact both in the process of law making as well as in the evolutionary nature of law. In all these aspects, the context of globalization of legal education is profound. Now, there are multiple ways by which our law school has made its impact. To begin with, we believe that the knowledge and understanding of law for a law student today ought to have a strong emphasis on the study of international law, comparative law, as well as foreign law. This used to be the case in postgraduate or master's programs in India, but we have brought it all the way to our BA LLB as well as LLB programs. In addition to that, we have been able to hire faculty from around the world. Almost half of our faculty at the law school are people from different parts of the world and who have got training and license to practice in multiple jurisdictions. This means that they are in a position to not only understand and have strong expertise in one jurisdiction, but can also navigate across multiple jurisdictions. The future lawyer, regardless of public law or private law or other areas of law, will inevitably be required to have a sound understanding of law relating to more than one jurisdiction. And that is why legal training also becomes critical, because that becomes part of the pedagogy that a school adopts in its effort to impart legal education. We also provide a strong emphasis on research and scholarship, and not only among the faculty members, but also gets translated to some of our students. Besides the regular requirements relating to academic requirements for our students, there is a strong emphasis on research in which our students are also involved in publications. In the first year itself, the law school began with the publication of the Jindal Global Law Review, and since then, in the last, say, 2.5 years, there have been 4 issues of the Jindal Global Law Review, and we are also part of the LexisNexis electronic database. We are the only law journal based out of India which is part of the electronic database of LexisNexis. As much as it is important that we are relevant in the Indian context, we also are conscious that today research relating to India as well as law relating to India is a subject matter for discussion and interest for people around the world, and the journal being part of the electronic database helps us significantly to achieve that objective. In addition to that, we believe that as a knowledge creating institution, a part of our effort to recognize that globalization has an impact, we constantly are involved in effort to organize seminars, public lectures, conferences. In the last 2.5 years or so, we would have organized over 200 conferences, lectures, seminars, workshops on a variety of areas of law, as well as bringing together other disciplines within the framework of law. We have forged collaborations with universities around the world. We have developed joint partnerships and collaborative initiatives with law schools around the world, including Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Michigan, Cornell, Indiana in the US, with Carleton and Queens and Osgoode Hall in Canada, and with Oxford and Cambridge and many other universities around the world. Now, these partnerships are central to our effort to promote a globalization of legal education, because we strongly believe that today's students ought to be given the opportunity of having a global orientation through these ties that have been established with institutions and law schools around the world. Because of these ties, we've been able to promote faculty exchange programs, student exchange programs, joint teaching arrangements, joint research arrangements, joint conferences, and even joint publications with law schools in different parts of the world. Now, our students are able to get this opportunity to be taught by people not only from those faculty who are with us, but also many of the visiting professors who come regularly and become part of our community. We have also taken some of these partnerships to an advanced stage where we've actually undertaken joint teaching with the University of Michigan Law School. We have established a joint research center in the form of a Center for Global Corporate and Financial Law and Policy. And because of that collaboration, we've had a Michigan professor spend an entire semester teaching here a course in which not only there were 25 students from Jindal part of the course, but there were also 20 students of Michigan who were part of an electronic interface in which technology was used as a part of a collaborative initiative. We have a very strong relationship with Cornell Law School. This year we are hosting a Fulbright scholar from Cornell, and a similar course is being taught with Cornell and Jindal students jointly part of this initiative. These are some of the examples which will give you a perspective of what we are doing. In addition to these substantial collaborative ties which have promoted joint teaching between Cornell Law School and Jindal Global Law School, between Michigan Law School and Jindal Global Law School, we have a very strong relationship with my own alma mater, Harvard Law School. At multiple levels, we've had organized at least 2 substantive events in relation to the globalization of legal profession. We did a workshop way back in 2009 in India, in which in the members of the program in the legal profession, Harvard Law School was here, and we followed up with another conference at Oxford, which was again a joint initiative between Jindal, Harvard, and Oxford. And these ties, and of course in the past we've hosted students from Harvard, and our faculty and in due course our students, but our faculty have already been part of some of the programs at Harvard Law School. The reason these things are important is that today the world has become a much smaller place. There is a need for understanding the functioning and working of legal systems. India is going through a transitory phase in which India is growing at a substantially high economic rate, while there are huge disparities of income and wealth, and it continues to face challenges relating to establishing a rule of law society. If we were to fully appreciate the implications of globalization, there is bound to be adverse consequences as well. And these adverse consequences relating to globalization have to be measured, have to be assessed, and in the context of what its implications are there for legal education and legal profession. And that is why it's important that we understand and appreciate the larger project relating to global legal education. And it's important that academic and intellectually vibrant exercises such as the one that is initiated by the SJD program of Harvard Law School is important. I sincerely wish the organizers of this initiative the very best, and I hope that the Jindal Global Law School and other schools of our university can contribute to this effort in any meaningful way as you deem fit and appropriate. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to engage with all of you from Sonipat, Haryana, India.